I'm going to assemble my greatest fighter attribute by attribute. And will I include myself? I rest. Now the jab. Thomas Hearns had a piston-like jab. It was like a shotgun. Bang! 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 I remember being at the Madison Square Garden, Golden Gloves, and he was there, and I remember his shoulders being like this and his waist being like this and him being tall, and I was like, wow, okay. And everyone was coming up to him for autographs, and I was like, you know, you're just a man. If you can do what you've done, then I can do it too. I was an amateur, obviously. Left hook. I want to put James Toney in there, but he's going to come up again because this man was just so exceptional. But okay, left hook, we have to go with Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier was, you know, the Mike Tyson of the 1970s or the late 60s. That left hook he had was crushing. Right hook. Mike Tyson fought a fellow called Francis Botha. Was it a hook? Not really a hook, but it was a short right hand, the most perfect right hand I've ever seen thrown. Traveled no more than 4 or 5 inches. It was beautiful. And against an opponent, you know, who had, you know, that arrogance and flair and the fainting and, you know, the noise coming from his lungs and the energy that he exuded, is like, you know, it's a tough guy to beat, you know, and he's getting in front of Mike. But Mike hit him with that right hand, which again traveled again like 4, 5, 6 inches. And people wonder why he is my boxing hero. My guy. All right, okay.
And the uppercut?
Next. Hand speed comes down to, because I've got personal experience with Joe Calzaghe, you know, so he's hitting me 5 times to my 1. I'm in a fight and I'm just trying to look credible, knowing that I'm actually having it handed to me in a royal fashion. Losing I don't mind, but I want to at least look credible because this man's hitting me 5 times to my 1, because I'm a technically skilled operator. And this man has speed, the type of speed that you cannot contend with it, you know. Again, I'd like to say it like this, like a little boy, like a little kid in the playground, it's not fair. It's not fair that someone can have speed and I've got technical skill. Okay, and second, I would say Meldrick Taylor. That hand speed he had was just incredible. Foot speed. There's a fellow called Christopher Livingston Eubank. You may want to look up his foot movement and speed. Earlier fights in his career, exceptional.
The next one is ring IQ.
James Toney. And this is by a long way, because you could say in there, you can say Sugar Ray Leonard. You know, you can say Mike Tyson, you can say, but James Toney was the maestro. This guy was just, I should apologize for having such a high opinion of this man's talents. It takes an intelligence. I mean, I've been a fighter. I know, you know, here's a guy, he's not sweating anything. He's just like, okay, all right. And he's got this shoulder roll and, you know, he's dodging punches, not from side to side. He's dodging punches from one side, down, up, down. And these punches are just going, he's not getting hit. He's leveraging this left hook. It's just, you got to watch James Toney, who I put next to him as, the greatest and the greatest fighters. So Joe Calzaghe, people I'm impressed with, Mike Tyson, David Benavidez. There are numerous. James Toney was special, man. He was special. From my point of view. It's not that I don't have a high opinion of what I've been able to do, but I look at James Toney and I'm like, what? How do you do that? Oh, now heart. Okay, I would have to say Corrales against Castillo. If you want to see inspiration, which is a warrior that doesn't know quit and comes back in a fight that you can't win, having been knocked down, I think 3 times, a real, spine-tingling tearjerker. I'm proud to be associated with these standard bearers. Defense. See, one may be thinking Harold Bomber Graham. On the world stage, the greatest defensive fighter that I've ever come across in my view is a fighter called Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. This was God's artistry at play in a man's body. The defense mechanisms that he had were just... there aren't words to describe his brilliance. I actually went to see him fight Julio Cesar Chavez, and they gave the fight a draw, of which I thought he won. Yeah. I flew Ronnie, my love. He's not just my trainer. This is, I'm in love with Ronnie Davis, and always have been my friend. We flew on Concorde to New York, and then we flew down to San Antonio, Texas to see this fight. I will travel to see fights which are worth watching. I mean, I look at some of these guys today and I'm like, we've got to raise the bar, man. All this big talk with no firepower. When I was a kid, there used to be a gesture. I'm not going to give you the last part because it would be disobedient to the spirit. But you have those who are all that, but when it comes to that, they're all something else. See if you can work out that riddle. The best finishers I know of is Mike Tyson and Nigel Benn, especially Mike.
Overall power.
It's Mike Tyson. His overall power was of a demigod. The Lord put this man together to be the greatest, most destructive. He is a man who eviscerates his opponents, especially in his the early part of his career. The greatest fighting machine the Lord has ever made. The rest.
Chin?
There's a guy again called this Christopher Livingston Eubank. He's some guy. I mean, he's quite odd, but odd in a beautiful way. He had what they refer to as a chin of granite. It was steel. You just couldn't keep him down. He's always coming back. There was just something in him, some type of spirit that could not be crushed. The fittest fighter I can imagine seeing is Mike McCallum. Mike McCallum was brought up, I don't know whether he learned in Jamaica or in the United States, but he was trained, I think he may have been trained by Eddie Futch. I will research that. So here's a man who's punching 3 minutes of every round. All the time he's in front of you. All the time he's in front. If you're in front of him, he doesn't stop punching. You can't beat a man like that. Or at least I couldn't. And me saying that it's a reflection of my intelligence. Big and bold. I'm not beating my chest. You can lose your life in this boxing here. You can't have the frame of mind, well, okay, if I get damaged, I don't care. You have to care.
We've got showboating.
Showboating is Sweet Pea Whitaker, Pernell Whitaker. You look at this guy. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Rest in peace, my friend, my brother, my king. The best at press conferences.
Yeah.
The best would be the person who has the best personality. I rest. Rastafari. There he is, my greatest fighter. Thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the not too distant future. I rest.